meeting of the Angelina County Commissioners Court. Let the record reflect, now that it's recording, it's reflecting. Okay. Let the record reflect that all the members of the court are present, and I would like to welcome Reverend Gary Forrest with Parkview Baptist Church, and if you would, please everyone stand, and we'll go ahead and open the meeting with prayer.
Father, thank you for this opportunity to come and just lift up the name of Jesus. We pray for these men and women who we've elected to be in these positions to serve the residents and citizens of Angelina County. We pray for them, Father, as they go about the business of making decisions that affect the lives of all of us. We pray for that you give them wisdom, Lord, as they make these decisions, and just bless them and their families. Lord, many times we don't realize the things that they're struggling with, and so we just pray your blessings upon them. May you bless them for their service to our county, and in Jesus' precious name we pray.
Amen. And if you would, please remain standing as Commissioner Cheshire leads us in the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And as Commissioner Harrison leads us in the pledge to the Texas flag.
On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, everyone. Be seated. Item number 4, discussion action on minutes for the May 7th, 2019 Commissioners Court. Has everyone had a chance to look over the minutes?
Yes, sir. I looked over, I make a motion to approve.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Item number 5, appearance of Michael G. Parker, Everett Griffith Jr. and Associates to discuss and request the approval of the final plat of Tipton's Asia Reed Road subdivision in precinct number 3. Michael?
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is a minor plat. It's along an existing road that was a residue of a previously platted lot of number 2 of the Wisner subdivision. It's being broken up into 3 lots. They are all over the 3/4 acre. They're all close to 8/10 of an acre. They are on the existing Asa Reed Road, and we've got the drainage utility easement across the bottom of them. And I have talked to Commissioner Pitts on this, and I will entertain any questions and ask your approval of the plat.
Commissioner?
I don't see any issues with it, Judge. I make a motion to approve unless somebody has any questions.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Any questions for Mr. Parker? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
All right, item number 6. Again, appearance of Michael G. Parker, Everett Griffith Jr. and Associates to discuss and request approval of the final plat of Knight's Deerbrook subdivision number 3.
This is another minor plat that it was an unrecorded subdivision way back in the 80s. It didn't have to be platted, but the owner has had 4 lots and has reconfigured them based on where he's got different structures and everything on the ground. So this is a replat, or it's a new plat, changing 4 existing pieces into 4 new pieces. This was like I said, an old unrecorded subdivision that had a 50-foot existing easements for the roads out there already. So while the property goes to the middle, there was already easements for the road, 25 foot either side of the property line. And I have talked to Commissioner Pitts on this one too, and once again, we'll entertain any questions or ask your approval.
Commissioner?
See any issues with it, I make a motion to approve.
All right,
Second.
and we have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, item number 7, appearance of Michael G. Parker, Everett Griffith Jr. and Associates to discuss and request approval of the final plat of Shop Branch Road subdivision, precinct 3. Michael?
This was a 97-acre tract that they had 2 large pieces they could sell, but it left a piece less than 10 acres. So therefore, we had to have them do a minor plat on this. This is, of course, on Shop Branch Road. There's a 30-acre, a 65, and then a small 2.34 acre that was left after they negotiated their deals to sell some of the rest of this. So therefore, we've got, on this one, we put a road easement on there because the property line went to the center of the road, so we put a 25-foot road easement on there, and then an additional 10-foot behind it for a utility and drainage easement like we normally do. So once again, I've talked to Commissioner Pitts, and I didn't mean to leave all the rest of you out. I'll work on the rest of you next time. But I will entertain any questions or ask your approval of the plat.
Motion to approve.
Second. Commissioner, is Shop Branch Road, is this the one that leads down to the old precinct 3?
No, Shop Branch Road runs between 1818 and Marshall Avenue Road.
That's right.
One of the bull ranches on.
That's right, okay. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you all, and the original should be in their normal form.
Gotcha, thank you. Number 8, appearance of Daniel Cummins, Goodwin Laster Strong concerning subdividing property owned by Ms. Zarda Kramer in the Kramer
Nazarita.
addition.
She goes by the name of Sarah, but it's Nazarita.
Okay, thank you.
And Mr.
You
Kramer-
could have said that before I embarrassed
I'm
myself.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Also at precinct 3.
Right, it's in precinct 3. It'll be a minor plat. Mr. Kramer owns 5 pieces of property out there off of 103 East. They're all contiguous one another, but they're bounded on the south by 103, on the west by Davidson Road, and on the north by Harley Golden Road. And Ms. Kramer wants to sell about an acre, it's a little bit less than an acre, to some friends of hers. And so we took and surveyed the whole 5 pieces and joined them together and now cut them up again in different ways. A lot 1 and lot 2. You have a little handout there. Anyway, it's we're not creating any roads, and I've talked to Mr. Pitts about it. Mr. Pitts seemed to be fine with it, and bringing it for the judge this time.
You bet. Commissioner?
Motion to approve.
All right.
Second.
And a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Item number 9, appearance of Mr. Ben Bartlett, Baggett, Shands Insurance Agency to present insurance renewal proposal for the airport liability insurance for the Angelina County Airport. Morning, Ben.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Ladies. Pleasure to be with you guys this morning. The airport liability insurance, once again, every year comes up June 3rd for renewal. Last year at this point, I was fairly optimistic as this year we would have gotten past the 3-year age mark on that April 2015 claim. But what didn't account, the market actually began to tighten, which basically, when that happens, what that means is that companies start kind of pulling in their reins, and their appetite withdraws and premiums start ratcheting up. So despite my broker and I hammering, for all intents, the entire marketplace, we had no one that would come in and compete. And that's disappointing, but there's always, it's not something we let lie. We'll continue to try to get that thing back down where it was 5 years ago. So,
And is this the same company we've been dealing with
Same
all
company.
along?
Right.
Okay, I know that you're talking to multiple other companies out there, and they're all basically doing the same.
Yes. I mean, when we approach the marketplace, we kind of lay out, what we've got and what premium we're at, and they make a either go or no go decision pretty
Right.
quick, and it's You know, in a soft market, you know, where companies are clamoring for new business, it just kind of flip-flops. Then they're looking for ways to pull it and make it happen, but.
Some liability brokers are actually out there on their own, but this is a company that we've actually got a lot of our other interests.
Well, actually,
Insurance with.
no, Old Republic is, I mean, that airport insurance market is very contrived. I
Okay.
mean, there's just certain companies that deal in that now. I mean, there are parent companies that own, so there's probably some kinship, okay, through
Well,
the line.
did you tell them that we're the most improved Angelina airport in the state of Texas?
The
And
most
that they
improved-
need to cut that premium in half?
You know, that was some information that I didn't have, but
You need to read the newspaper.
I do. I missed that edition apparently. What page was that on?
Yeah,
Had to be first, but.
yeah.
But anyway, in the past, we've, I guess, starting 4 years ago, we began adding the terrorism coverage to it, which honestly I think is very prudent. The premium that is before you there actually does include that. Now, that's actually a $1,353 piece of that
Right.
14.7, and it can be rejected, obviously, but my recommendation is to renew with it. But anyway, that's before the commissioners, and I appreciate y'all's thoughts.
What kind of increase?
$703, ain't it?
Yes,
Huh?
basically, it's 5% from the expiring. 2 years ago, we actually got a decrease of 15%, then last year, they took it back, so they added 15% back, now we got a 5% increase.
That was when we were doing the discussion about terrorism.
Right.
Adding
right.
it or
Well,
not.
actually, it was after that.
Yeah.
And that fluctuation is actually not a matter of Angelina County Airport. It was company-wide rate
Nationwide, yeah.
volatility. I mean, and that's when it goes up, or goes down. It
Yeah.
does it for everybody, so.
Yeah.
We're,
All right, gentlemen,
Motion to approve with
Second.
Old Republic authorizing the judge to sign.
all right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Just
All
get
right.
with me later.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Ben.
Get with you later.
You bet. All right, motion passes. Item number 10, discussion action on request from Sheriff Greg Sanchez to receive the following donated items from AA batteries for Sheriff's Office and Jail and indigent bags containing personal care hygiene items to be given to homeless individuals. Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning. This group came by, the I Serve 365, and they had some batteries. They wanted to give the sheriff department, it was way over 100 batteries. And then they had a lot of these bags, which the jail came over, and right now they're holding them till we get everything done here. But they're bagged for the homeless, basically. They're really something the jail could use when people leave the jail, because we do have a lot of people that are homeless. And I thought it was very nice. This group also comes out, when we have disasters throughout the county. And we got their number, and I've never heard of them, and I thought it'd be a good resource for the county down the road if we ever have a disaster of some type, or tornado or hurricane or whatever it may be. But they do come out and help out, and they're very nice, and really had some nice things in the bags for folks. And the batteries were nice for the sheriff's department, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
What's
want
the
to get
name,
through.
Greg? What's the name of
I
it?
Serve 365.
Are they locally based?
Uh,
They're based here locally?
No, let's see, Chester, I want to say Chester, and a couple of those other girls from maybe other places, but
They've got a local, not an office, but a local influence here.
yeah,
got
they
people
do
here.
have that, yeah.
Yeah.
But they were, yeah.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Motion passes. Thank you. All right, item number 11, appearance of Jill Brewer, County Treasurer, present, request approval of the April 2019 Treasurer's Report. Good morning.
Good morning. I hope everyone had a good holiday weekend.
Great.
Okay, so we have our, let's see, I have it, Sonora, but I've got so many things this morning. Treasurer's report, it's our just basic, our cash flow statement for the month of April. I don't think we have anything significant going on unless someone just has a question for me. Have our investments, our long-term liabilities, have the balance to our waste management trust fund for March, have the checking account balance. Our total investments at the end of April were 31, let's see if I can, I got the wrong glasses on. $31,817. Nope, wait, hold on. Somebody read that for me. I have the wrong glasses on.
$31,877.28.
Thank you. I couldn't tell if that was a
88
3 or an 8, and I just got lost in there.
28 cents,
Is that 28 cents?
yes.
Maybe I need to make this bigger for me, not for you guys, but for me. I actually brought the wrong glasses this morning. I apologize for that. But if you guys don't have any questions, it's just the,
All right, guys.
one day you're gonna have a question, I'm gonna be so caught off guard.
The minor change that you're talking about. what
It's
is
not that one, it's on the investment report.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, this one didn't have any changes.
This one didn't have any changes on it.
Good. All right, guys.
Motion to approve, authorizing, I think everybody's got to sign, don't we?
Everybody gets to sign on
Yeah,
this one.
everybody.
You bet.
Everyone but Janice. I'm gonna make a line for Janice just so she
And
doesn't
who
feel
did the
left
second?
off.
Okay, all right, Commissioner. Kermit
Did you get
Kennedy did the second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Item number 12, appearance of Jill Brewer, County Treasurer, present request approval of the investment report for the quarter ended March 31, 2109.
2109.
That's what it says.
Is that what it says?
That's what it says.
Mine says 2019 on it. Is that what the,
But that's what
is
it
that what
says.
the, is that what the agenda says?
Yeah.
All right.
Doing pretty good if you predicted that far.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to predict the future, gentlemen.
Your
We're not gonna
crystal
be here
ball.
when this happens, so
Yes, your
it won't
crystal
matter if
ball.
I'm wrong or not.
All right, let the records reflect that that is a typo,
It is.
2019.
All right, so
Thank you.
here, we have the investment report for the end of March. On the first page, we have investment by company. You'll notice that I did an $800,000 transfer into the employee benefit fund. I had discussed this with Janice, and we had decided that we would take it out of tax pool and put it in the employee benefit fund temporarily to help generate some principal in that account, and then August or September, I'll move it back into tax pool.
Okay.
It's still available for us. I can move it instantly if you gentlemen don't approve, but we've had so many medical claims that we felt like we should try to generate some principal while we could, some interest. We had it, it was there, so we did that. So that's what that line is about. And we'll move it back August or September before the end of the year, back into tax pool. Tax pool, let's see, the tax office put in about $12 million. That's our ad valorem tax, and of course, the rest of us spent. I have to laugh because we've got to spend it, right? We got to pay our bills. Roughly $3.4 million, but some of that was the $800,000 that I moved in to the employee benefit fund. And then we moved some into the money market account, of course, which goes into the pool checking account, which helps us pay our bills. And then on the next page, we have the investments by fund. And on the second page, I believe it is, on the second page under internal service funds, I realized in reviewing my report yesterday that I had placed the $800,000 on the wrong line. So if this had been a math class, I would have gotten the right answer, but I'd have got some points taken off for when I showed my work. The answers are the same. I just had that on the wrong line, and I highlighted it. It's a little darker, so everyone. I don't have it on yours, Janice. I I didn't know if you got a copy or not, but if you want me to give you a corrected copy, I will. It's just the $800,000 goes on the line before it.
I think we're good.
And then on the page where the money market fund is that, no, I'm sorry, it's not a money market fund, it's a certificate of deposit. We have the $500,000, which we have with Commercial Bank. The interest rate at that time, 2 years ago, when Deborah took this out, was 0.55. It has since then matured, and we are receiving an interest rate of 0.85. And that happened last month, even though, I just wanted to let everyone know where that was standing since it became mature last month, and you won't know about it until July. So I wanted to keep everyone
So it's already
informed.
renewed at.
It's already renewed. Yes, sir. We pulled the interest out. We put it back in the indigent health care. We put the interest there, it was about $5,500. So now that we have a new interest rate, maybe we earn a little bit more with that CD. And does anyone have any questions about the investment report?
I've got one. I know that every year is different, but how many times do we normally have to transfer funds back into the account? Once, twice?
Be more, which you can't, I'm not,
I'm
which,
talking about to pay our bills.
to pay your bills? Oh,
Yeah,
I do it once a
When you
month.
transferred the money earlier,
fluid.
I do
yeah,
it
from
once a
Texas.
month. I pull
Okay.
money out of text pool once a month.
really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We receive sales tax revenue that
Yeah.
barely covers a payroll.
Okay.
So whatever, and I don't leave it in the checking account. When I
Right.
pull it over, I will put it in our money market account.
Talking about the funds that you pull from, text pool.
Text pool to put into the employee
Right.
benefit fund, I'm just
Oh,
gonna,
yeah.
I just do that once a year.
Okay. All
As
right.
far as I know,
Is it usually
Deborah,
the same time of the year, usually?
Deborah did it last year. She pulled some money out at the end of the year. She pulled it out. We had put money over there. I shouldn't say we, I didn't do this. She put money over there to kind of cover some expenses, and then she pulled it back out in September. Janice and I made the decision to do that because we felt like we should try to help earn a little interest in that account when we could, and it'll come back. It's not gonna stay there. I'll
Okay.
pull it back. We initially, when we set that account up, we initially put $2 million in there.
Okay. Cool.
Just trying to make money when we can, where we
Hey.
can.
But we better take advantage of it.
It's not gonna last forever, but it looks like CD rates are coming back up, so
Right.
that might be an option for us to do that in the future to diversify a little bit.
Right. Gentlemen,
Motion to approve.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. Any more questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Ms. Brewer.
I'm still here. I wanted to be an overachiever this morning.
That's good. Item number 13. Appearance of Jill Brewer, County Treasurer, to present findings, open discussion, and consideration of Texas class, local government, and investment pool.
Do you gentlemen remember when I presented the investment report for the last quarter of last year, and I had discussed that I had learned about Texas class and that I would look into it? Well, I did. I looked into it, and Mr. Tony, I'll see if I can say his last name right. Sekele, does that sound right, Janice? I didn't say that right? I wrote it down. But I don't know how to say it. You don't either? Come on, you can help me out. Anyway, Mr. Tony came, I'm just gonna call him Mr. Tony, how's that sound? He came and visited with us, and he had showed Janice, because I already knew about it. They have a module on their website that says, this is what you would have made if you had invested with us, and you put the dollar amount in, and then it'll calculate. So I did that. He came and did that for Janice, and for whatever reason, the March numbers didn't turn out very well, but when I calculated again last week, they returned at a higher rate. So I wanted to let you know, Janice, that I don't know why it did that before, but now it seemed to be working okay. So Texas class is in essence the same investment type pool as Techstar and TexPool, which we already invest in. The reason that their return rate's a little bit higher is because they pay out every day, where Techstar only pay out once a month. They pay every single day, so we get a better rate of return with them. And I don't know if the gentlemen have a color copy Or do you have a black and white copy?
Black and white.
Then let me show you. I'm gonna hold it up so you guys can see the bottom of bar, that's text class. The bottom bar on each one of those is text class. And I did send a color copy over because Amy has it. So I did my best so you guys could have color. Next time I could maybe, I don't know, maybe a crayon or something, I don't know.
Jill, what about liability? You know, this is. a
It is
different
exactly the same.
Really?
As what we have for Techstar and TexPool. They use the same government. I'm sorry, I can't talk now. You asked a question, I told you it was gonna happen. They use the same instruments that Techstar and TexPool use. They just pay out. And so the liability is the same. As a matter of fact, it's the same instruments that they use to collateralize our checking account.
Okay, what's your recommendation?
Well, after looking at a little bit higher return, Janice and I had discussed it, and I would like to invest it for a few months, or I can track it for a few more months to see how it does. It's up to you gentlemen. It's not up to me. You're the governing body. I'm only the investment officer.
I want to give you the flexibility to do either one that you choose. That'll
Okay.
be my motion.
I am comfortable with investing. If you'll look at this chart, and I know it seems like it's really high up there, but it's interest rates, so it's really not as high, but it does pay higher. This bottom one is DWS, and that is our money market account. The two in the middle, that's TexPool and Techstar, and they are performing, they're performing a lot higher than even and Techstar and TexPool, which we already invest in.
What kind of investment are you talking about to track them for a while?
Just maybe a couple of $1 million just to see how it does, see if the interest rates stay up. And that gives us another basket to put some eggs in. I'm not saying anything would ever happen to Techstar and TexPool, but you never know what the future's gonna have for us.
Right. All right. We have a motion.
I'll make that motion that, give the treasurer to the option to choose whether she wants to track it or invest in it.
If it'll make the rest of you gentlemen feel better, I'm not gonna do anything without consulting with Janice. She's also an investment officer. We've both been to class, we're both certified, and I won't do anything without consulting with her. Because two heads are better than one, especially two lady heads.
Let's go with the 2 million and allow them to do the investments. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second to allow the transfer and try these people. All in favor?
That will require a resolution next Commissioners Court. I had included the resolution in with the paperwork, so
Right.
you gentlemen could look over it. And next Commissioners Court, I'll have it ready to go, I hope.
That sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Motion does pass to allow. All right. Item number 14, discussion action request from Elections Administrator Connie Brown to lease purchase a copier from Canon through Southeast Texas Co-op. Connie?
Well, I heard about this great deal that I could get through the county. I also got with Janice and Randy. He helped a lot to go. I've been paying a certain amount of money for a copier maintenance agreement, and I found out I could get a new one that does printing, copying, the whole works for $10 less a month and have a brand new machine. So I talked about that, and Randy was a big player in this, helping me get with the right people, and I wanted to get that approved today.
And this is in addition to our existing contract now. Okay.
Motion to approve.
It's gonna be a separate contract, but it's the same pricing and stuff.
It's the same people. It's just like we're getting the same buying power that we did with the original contract. Okay.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Any more questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Connie. Enjoy your new copier.
Thank you.
All right, oh no, appearance of Carrie Sims, County Extension Agent, with a presentation from the VG Young Institute. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are y'all? The VG Young Institute of County Government, part of the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service, provides continuing education for elected county officials across the state. I feel like I should be telling this to the folks
Well
behind me
read.
because y'all have
Yes, we
y'all been
know.
a part of this. County judges and commissioners have received educational programs from Extension for over 5 decades. Recognizing the need for formal organization to provide educational programs, Texas legislature created the VG Young Institute in 1969. The institute annually offers continuing education schools for county judges and commissioners, county tax assessors, collectors, and government human resource professionals. Advanced training for county officials beyond the state mandated educational requirements is an important part of the Institute's efforts. As such, the Institute offers a 2-year advanced leadership program for Texas Commissioners Court members and the Texas Commissioners Court. It's called the Texas Commissioners Court Leadership Academy. Today I'm here representing the VG Young, also part of the AgriLife Extension Program, which I'm employed by jointly with the county, to recognize our own Precinct 4 Commissioner, Bobby Cheshire, for completion of the VG Young Leadership Academy.
Wow.
So, you bet, 2 years. 4 meetings and a great job. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. No pictures? No pictures. Wow.
I don't need a picture.
Thanks, Gary.
Thank you, Carrie.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Commissioner. All right. Item 16, discussion action on approval of an interlocal agreement between Angelina County and the City of Huntington for the City of Lufkin ambulance service. Gentlemen, have y'all had a chance to look over the agreement?
Yes, sir.
County attorney and myself have looked this over, and the county attorney has actually put this agreement together to present to the Huntington City Council this evening. And I noticed that Bill Stewart is here. Welcome, Bill. And we'll probably be able to go ahead and sign it with y'all's approval. And I guess I can let you take it back with you? Okay. All right, good. All right. Guys, any questions?
There's been no written agreements in the past, is what I understand.
Correct. Correct. There has been requests from the cities in the past, and there's never been a follow-up, never been anything done with the interlocal agreement. We did one with the City of Huntington a couple of months ago. Commissioner Pitts, wasn't it 2 months ago that we did the?
Yeah,
2 months ago that we did with cooperative agreement on some help with road maintenance, and this is gonna be.
We're all familiar with that. We've done
Yeah.
that, before.
Right.
I'd like to ask Councilor Kirby, we're gonna need to do this with the other cities, municipalities around as well as the city of Huntington? Is that something that we're looking at here in the future? Or-
Commissioner, I think that's anticipated. I can certainly prepare agreements for the other cities if that's what the court wishes to do, as well as the other cities.
Well, I think
The
This one is
city
just-
of Diboll has already requested
They've
that,
already.
and I've already told them, yes, it won't be a problem, and we'll go ahead and do that. And I'm sure that Burke will follow suit, and I'm assuming that probably Hudson. After that.
And as you may be aware, there is a written agreement with the city of Lufkin, between the city of Lufkin and Angelina County, and a copy of that agreement is attached to the
It's
proposed
in your
interlocal
packet.
agreement.
Yes.
And that's been in place since 2008. The most recent version's been in place since 2008. But since then, there has not been any written interlocal agreements with any of the other municipalities in the county. And historically, the county has billed or invoiced the other municipalities just by a written letter or invoice each year. So in that sense, there's been an ongoing agreement by practice that we've sent a written bill each year, and the counties have paid their pro rata portion to the county of the amount that the county is paying the city of Lufkin for the services. So, and this agreement is drafted, just calls for the city of Huntington to pay their pro rata portion of the invoice we receive from the city of Lufkin each year.
Okay.
It's based on population. It also includes, and this pertains to the city of Huntington, a provision that's currently drafted that calls on them to pay the amounts that were invoiced in 2017 and 2018 that have not been paid at this point, and provides for some time to make those payments. And it is currently drafted, states they'll pay it within 6 months, and if that's not feasible, that they can have up to an additional 6 months to get that paid.
But if their council approves it.
So-
If their council approves it,
Yeah, so this is
Yeah.
all a proposal, it hasn't been approved by either entity at this point.
Yes. And I will be down there this evening, and I would like to have the Commissioners Court approval to actually work with the City Council of Huntington for if we need to come up with some kind of arrangement for payments or whatever to get that. You know, I'd like to have that kind of approval to at least say, yeah, it sounds good.
And this agreement is drafted to be contingent upon the continued agreement with the city of Lufkin. So if any point our agreement with the city of Lufkin was terminated, this agreement would come to an end as well.
Right.
The city of Lufkin is actually providing the ambulance services, and this all pertains to payment of it only.
And any of you commissioners that can be down there this evening at 6 o'clock, please do come.
we need to limit that to maybe 2. We don't need a quorum down there. You know what I
We're
mean?
listening to them.
This one will renew yearly unless
It's,
otherwise
it would
noticed.
become effective this year and terminate December 31st, but it would renew year to year unless either party decides to terminate the agreement.
And it does state in there that it's automatically renewed yearly.
Right.
Make a motion to approve authorizing the judge to sign.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, item number 17. This is simply information. Chuck, good job. Okay, this is simply information. The free day at the landfill was held Saturday, May 18th, 2109.
Did you do that?
No. 2019, 122 citizens of Angelina County took advantage of the free day and came to the landfill. In the 4 hours that they were open, we collected 69 tons or 345 cubic yards of trash at the landfill. Our cost for disposal was $86.25. The free day saved those that participated a total of $1,811.25. Good job.
Good job.
Good job.
Thank y'all, Chuck, for putting that on. It's a lot of work.
Yes, it is. And that is normally not open to the citizens on Saturday, from what I understand, and that is a special consideration that we do just once a year, correct? Outstanding. All right, item number 18, discussion action on budge transfer from emergent. Everybody should know that my secretary has been out. We are pitch hitting with some other typists, and so that's the reason that we've got some errors in here. So just forgive. Budget transfer from emergency management, transfer from R&M office equipment 300 to office supplies 300.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, item number 19, discussion action on budget transfer from District Attorney 2019 forfeiture fund. Transfer from DA contract investigations, $10,000 to capital outlay, $10,000. Gentlemen? All right, we have a motion to approve. A second?
Second.
And a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Item number 20, discussion action on budget transfer from Road and Bridge number 4, transfer from carryover $10,000 to capital outlay $10,000.
Motion to approve.
All right, we have a motion
Second.
and a second. All right. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, gentlemen. Discussion and action, item number 21. Budget transfer from Road and Bridge number 4, transfer from carryover to equipment lease, $18,000. Gentlemen?
Motion to approve. Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Transfer, any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Item number 22, discussion action on budget transfer from Road and Bridge number 2, transfer from hard top roads to training personnel,
Motion to approve.
$1,000. And a second?
Second.
All right, motion and a second. All in favor? Any further discussion? Motion passes. All right. All right, item number 23, consider any miscellaneous and routine items. Guys?
Lots of them.
Multiple.
Lots of them. We got lots of routine items.
Judicial report from JP1.
Right.
Another judicial report from JP4. AgriLife Extension Agency. We've got some stuff here that's got some redacted information on it.
Yeah. Commissioner Cheshire, is there any further information on the remodeling that's going on at the precinct down there in Diboll? I just wonder if it's any more information. I know they've been working on it, so,
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue.
okay, thank
I
you.
mean, I've gotten emails, but, you know,
Yeah.
somebody would need to consult with the
Okay.
JP.
All right, well, he's normally here, I'm surprised he's not.
Yeah.
All right, he may be doing the repair work.
Lord bless him.
All right, gentlemen.
Report from tax assessor collector, revenue report from precinct 1, and the monthly collections report. Motion to approve all miscellaneous.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Item number 24, consider approval and authorization for payment of the bills as submitted by the county auditor.
Motion to pay the bills.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Who was the second?
Did you second?
Oh, okay. Commissioner Cheshire. All right. Any further discussion on the bills? Is there anything stands out? All right, no discussion. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes to pay the bills. Item number 25, recess or adjourn?
I'd like to recognize our honorable guest, Councilman Robert Schenkel.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Councilman Schenkel, for coming and participating in our Commissioners Court. Thank you. And also, City Manager Bill Stewart from Huntington is here as well, so. All right. Recess or adjourn, gentlemen?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you all very much for coming.